David had 10 terabytes worth of CP on his iCloud drive. 10 terabytes? What were you doing, David? Man, I don't know what he has on that device, but this man, David, is looking cooked, man. I was just at the court hearing yesterday, and I was sitting right behind him with Trap Lord Ross. I seen the fuzz balls in his head. I could have popped them in his head if I wanted to, but that would have been contempt of court, man. David was sitting there, and you know, he looked kind of cool, calm, and collected. He kind of just had a blank stare on his face. He was just looking at the judge saying, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." His lawyer would tap him on the shoulder. He would listen. He'd be like, "Yes, ma'am." That's all he said the whole court case. But he was sitting there a little disheveled. Hair was a little bit nappy. And when the news came from the prosecution saying, "Hey, we got a 5 terabyte drive of images of videos of CP in that man's phone, but we hear that we're gonna need at least 10 and we need it to be in a sealed case container. We can't take this 5 terabytes. It's too small. It doesn't have everything coming off of his iCloud. We need all the evidence," and they handed it back to the defense. 10 terabytes? Now, I was in the courtroom. There's a lot of things going on. They're working on the dates, and David was just, you know, he looked kind of cool, calm, and collected. I mean, a lot of news stations are going to say, "Oh, he looked scared," or "He had his face to the ground." No, he was looking straight at the judge saying, "Yes, ma'am." He had a regular kind of just blank face, you know, just blank face. It was very, it wasn't like he was scared. It wasn't like he was confident. He was just like in detention, just kind of like, he looked almost kind of like bored. Like, man, I've been in this courthouse for many hours now. The court case started at 8:30 a.m. The judge let us know that he was gonna have to be coming to court a little bit earlier because that's when his bus was leaving. But without further ado, man, let's check out this video from the courtroom TV news media and just give you a little bit more information about this case, man.
And of what appears to be forensic and digital evidence that the prosecutors had. In fact, prosecutors say they have a significant amount of child pornography evidence on the singer's phone that they plan on handing over to the defense.
Yeah, Dina, we heard DA Nathan Hochman earlier this week talk about the totality of that digital evidence that they have against this singer here. Now, we know the family of Celeste Rivas did not attend. They say they are having, you know, a tough time.
Now, we're going to just look at some of the articles that was written by some of the official members of the news media that day. SF Investigates, he was there. He had some select words to say about the case. It says here, I made updates on the timeline I'm building for the period just before the prosecutions alleged that David killed Celeste on, 4/23/25 through just after they alleged her body was dismembered in 3. Okay. That's not the update from the court case. Here it is. The David preliminary hearing has been continued until May 1st. Matters of procedural importance were discussed today, mostly about transferring the discovery from the DA's office to the defense. Items of interest that came up included David's devices contained significant amount of CP, which requires special handling. Also, there is a large amount of data from the wiretap. Search warrants will be unsealed. Now, search warrants from the devices at the time of his arrest have not had returns yet. David did not look confident in court today, in my opinion. He looked a little bit, he looked a little bit regular, but he was in an orange jumpsuit and just stared forward. Now that is true, man. Another little article was Mega Kuniff, who's one of the most popular reporters out here. She says, I'm at the criminal courthouse in downtown LA for the David murder case at 8:30 a.m. I'm in the hallway outside the courthouse. I'm in the 19th media member here hoping to get a seat in the courtroom. Here's an update. Now, a little bit about that. You had to get a little ticket to enter into the courtroom. It's by numbers only. I got there a little bit late. It was a little bit hard to try and, maneuver my way in and find out how to get into the courtroom. But I found it. I got in, and me and Trap were kind of in the back of the line. The sheriff looks at us and says, we think we have a couple more seats. You know what? Everybody can just come in. So we were luckily able to get in, even though we're a little bit late to the court hearing. She goes on to say, this is the courtroom right here that we were at for the trial. She says, Judge Olmedo says she understands the defense predicament of wanting a speedy trial and a needy discovery when there's a lot of it. I've even had some attorneys explain to me it's a Hobson's choice, but it's still a choice that they have to make. The judge spoke directly to David, a legal named David Burke, about the jail transport for court. The jail may get you up really early to be there. The bus has other stops, and it's very important that you make that early morning bus. It may mean that you might be in the building for a bit. So yeah, Dave is going to be coming into the courthouse for all of his court hearings early in the morning, probably around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to wait for his 8:30 a.m. trials. Some of his trials will be a little bit later. So Dave was really just going to be sitting in the courthouse thinking about all the cooking that the prosecution and the judge is about to do about this case. He'll just be sitting there in the courtroom somewhere, just kind of, maybe doing some push-ups, maybe doing some stretching, because he's going to be doing a whole lot of sitting in that courtroom, man. The judge was not biased. She smiled at both the prosecution and the defense. She kind of looked like, oh, this is an open and shut case, but, I have to, follow the law and go along with these court proceedings as needed. And it's just wild, man. David, I don't know how you gonna defend your way out of this. Your defense team looked a little bit relaxed over there. A lot of people saying the defense is looking relaxed. The prosecution was kind of coming at him like, oh man, we need them 10 terabytes off the drive, and we can't do these dates. We need to meet at this date. Can we do evenings on this date? And the defense was just kind of like, yeah, we can do whatever you need. Whatever you need to read, we could, make that for you in the nosebleeds. And David was just saying, yes, ma'am, the whole time. But that 10 terabytes of CP is crazy, man. Who has to review these files, man? Whoever has to review these files needs a pay raise, because no way in any earth, in the afterlife or reincarnation would I be reviewing them files, man. I can't review them files for no court case. That must be a special division. Hopefully they have a special AI who can review these videos and images, so no human has to lay eyes on David's catalog of CP. But man, let me know what you think in the comment section, man. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.